Hello, and today I'd like to talk to you about the learning target. I can multiply matrices. So my first matrix is negative 4, 5, 0, negative 3, 4, negative 3. Let's note that this is a 2 by 3 matrix. 2 rows and 3 columns. And I am going to multiply that by the matrix negative 5, negative 3, 3, 0, negative 4, and negative 3. This matrix is a 3-row, 2-column matrix. When multiplying matrices, we must check to be sure that the columns of the first matrix equal the rows of the second matrix. In this case, they are equal, so we can say yes, and it's okay to go ahead and multiply those two matrices. What's really neat is that the rows and columns of the two matrices, they will tell us the product. Our product is going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. And it's important to be thinking about this because in your 2 by 2 matrix, you're going to have 4 elements. You'll have the 1 by 1 element, first row, first column, the first row, second column element, second row, first column, and second row, second column. Throughout the process, you are going to constantly be thinking about rows and columns. This is the first row, negative 4, 5, and 0. And it is going to be multiplied with the first column, which I'm going to turn into red here. And it's going to be times negative 5, times negative 3, and times 3. If you kind of notice, we take the row and the column, and they kind of like overlap each other. And we're going to multiply the elements and then add their products together. So for my product matrix, my solution is going to be for the first element, 20 minus 15 is 5, plus 0 is 5. So this will be my first element. Let's go ahead and go to the second row first element. The second row, which I can do with a pencil, is going to be negative 3, 4, and negative 3. So negative 3, 4, and negative 3. That's my second row. I'm going to multiply that with my first column. And then I'm going to add those three products together. So I will have positive 15 plus a negative 12, which will be 3, plus a negative 9. So my solution is going to have a negative 6 there. It takes a lot of focus on thinking constantly about, what you're working with. Right here, this is going to be my first row. So notice the first row is always using the negative 4, the 5, and the 0. And now I have to use my second column. For my second column, we'll do it with this yellow marker. So we can see second column is going to be 0, negative 4, and negative 3. Now remember, you're going to multiply those and then add them together. So 0 is my hero here because this is 0 and this is 0. So that was a nice one of negative 20. Going to my last element, this is my 2 by 2 spot. So I'm going to use my second row. I'm going to use my second column. I have to remember that these will be added together, and I'm going to have 0. This is going to give me negative 16, and a negative 16 and a positive 9. That will give me a negative 7. So here's an example of multiplying two matrices. Remember, you first have to have the columns of the first and the rows of the second to be equal. If these are not equal, we cannot multiply. Then we're going to look at our rows of our first and columns of our second, and those are going to be the dimensions for our product matrix. It's very important to know the dimensions of the product matrix so that you can be thinking about each of the positions on first row, first column, first row, second column, second row, first column, second row, second column. It does take time, it does take concentration and focus, but you can do it. If you have any questions, please send me an email or come and see me during A&P. Have a great day. I hope you find this video helpful.